Toy Power Podcast is a free podcast made possible by the support of our awesome Patreon sponsors. Head to toypowerpodcast.com and see how you can help.
Oh yeah, this is power.
Hello and welcome to Toy Power, the podcast where we talk toys and everything pop culture. My name is Frank, and joining me in the Toy Power studio today, aka my toy room, we have Mr. Ben Saxey.
G'day. Sexy
and
Sax.
Saxy Sax and Mr. Scotty M.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. All right. No Trent again tonight. He's still recovering from being knocked out by Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson at least knocked out one person in that stupid fight.
And bit his ear off too.
Yikes. Yeah. So how are we, gentlemen?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Christmas season.
Oh, yeah.
We're almost
creeping up.
getting closer to December as we speak. So
We're counting down. I know exactly how many work days are left until we have that end of year barbecue at work.
Yes.
guys, I have to say, this is probably my most exciting Christmas, aside from the years my daughters were born and things like that. Can't disregard that.
Exclaim it, yep.
I have this Christmas off. This is the first time.
What the what?
Outrageous.
Honestly, this is the first time since I was 14, 15 years old, before I first got my job,
Wow.
that I have had a Christmas off unplanned for extenuating circumstances like kids being born and things.
Yeah.
So it's a big year
That's
for me.
cool.
I'm so excited. I don't know what I'm going to do.
You get that wonderful thing where you wake up and you go, I don't know what day of the week it is. It's a wonderful sensation.
I can't wait.
right?
I cannot wait. I'm going to be one of the normal people and things. And I'm very
That's wild.
careful of how I approach other retail workers and,
Yes.
talk about that, because I've been in their shoes, for 20 plus years. I'm so excited. I feel I'm over deserved,
Yes,
a
absolutely,
Christmas
mate.
off, and I'm psyched. It's going to be fantastic. So
That's cool.
Booyah.
That's cool. Well, I think I was telling you guys recently that I've booked in my long service. I've been, at this current school for, 10 years now. So basically we've got a family holiday in Queensland, sort of in early January, Jan 10 to 17th, somewhere around there.
Bluey World on the
Bluey
cards.
World is on
Yep.
the agenda.
Nice.
Would go in the Goldie,
Yeah.
which is a very different trip when you're taking a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
But so doing that, and then as soon as I come back, that's when my long service kicks in, and I don't go back to work till Easter, which is going
wild.
to be
That is so
Yeah.
cool.
it's
I
going
love
to
it.
be bit. I think I go back to work just as sort of like you get the Good Friday, so you get a start back with a 4-day week, and then the following you've got Easter Monday, and then it's back onto Anzac Day. So I have a 4-day week and then a 3-day week to help ease myself back in.
Nice. Well planned.
So,
Couldn't have planned
yeah.
it better.
Going to be
Fantastic.
good.
Yep.
All right. I should have said this earlier, but this is episode 379 for those who are playing at home. What the hell are we going to do for 400? That's going to get here before we know it. Scott, I'm sure you've got all the ideas planned. That's what the blank look is telling me.
I do actually have an idea,
Oh.
and I've had it lined up for other milestone episodes,
Yeah.
but I don't know, maybe I'll roll it out this time. There's a bit
okay.
of coordination and it's sort of involved. I'll have to actually do some legitimate work to get it sorted out.
We
but,
don't do work on this show.
well,
Why start now? All right. But today we've got a new segment, actually. This is what we're calling the A-Team, or just the team. This comes from the brainchild of producer Scott himself. So I might let you take us through this, mate. What are we doing tonight?
on one of those rare evenings during the middle of the week where I don't drink any alcohol, I sometimes...
Wait, are you okay? Are you saving
Merry
up for your December or something?
It's Dry Tuesday. Doesn't everyone have Dry Tuesday?
I had dry Tuesday before I was an adult, so I'm making
of
up
that.
for the 18
those
years
days
I
I
missed out.
missed.
Yeah.
I kind of had a concept of everyone loves a good team, like the Justice League, the Avengers, where you get the pick of the pick of the heroes from that franchise. They come together and they save the world.
Sure.
It's we all know what it's all about. We've seen all the movies, we've read the comic books. It's wonderful stuff. But there's always been other teams that have preceded them, that have left their mark, and one that stuck with me being an 80s kid, was the A-Team. And if you watched television back in the 80s, one of the most standout, iconic remnants was the A-Team. It was, for us here in Australia, a Monday night, 8:30, Channel 10, and you just had that band of vigilantes
Misfits,
or
yeah.
misfits. You had that iconic van, and every week they'd find themselves in peril, but they'd ultimately save the day. And it kind of made me start thinking that the A-Team is made up of different characters, specialists essentially, that work together, pull their skills to save the day. What if we used that concept with our favourite toy lines and built our own teams based around an A-Team concept? And the A-Team is like a team leader, a strong man, like an IT guy or a mechanic, and a face person or an infiltrator or a spy. And that's sort of what their team dynamic was. Let's build a team ourselves from our favourite franchises. And tonight we're going to start with Masters of the Universe, and we're going to focus on the hero side of things here. Our selection will be from all of the waves, waves 1 through to 7. Yes, 7 waves. And that's what we've done, gentlemen. I've set you the task of picking 4 characters. You can choose what their specialty will be, and I'll write them down as we go. And then what we'll do is we'll sort of do a quick review at the end, and we'll build an overall team that represents sort of Toy Pow's desirable result.
And I think one of Frank's contributions was, well, the A-Team has a pretty kick-ass vehicle, being the A-Team van.
I
So
forgot about a vehicle.
shouldn't we add in a vehicle as well for this the team that we're building? So,
You do. You get to choose a
Yeah.
master's heroic vehicle,
Yeah.
and you know you can choose a steed, a creature in
a
its
creature
place
as
if you
well.
want to.
Okay.
I don't know how that'll go around riding on Zora or something silly like that, but hey, you know.
Yes, I did
Cool.
forget about the vehicle. I will pick one of those as we go. But yeah, so this is going to be a recurring segment. So we're doing the heroes now. A little later on, we might do a villains, and then we might have sort of a best of. And you go, do you know what? Ignore the heroes and villains thing. What is, if you're making the ultimate team of anything Master of the Universe, who are your fab 4? So all right,
Let's do it.
Were you guys happy for me to kick it off?
Go for it.
man, go
All
for
right.
it.
So I built my team around a traditional A-Team, okay? And my first pick, the leader of the A-Team was Hannibal Smith, played by George Papard.
I don't
So-
remember that He-Man character.
I was looking for that stoic, no-nonsense, decisive character to fill that role. And the character that stands out to me is Duncan, Man-at-Arms.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Super reliable, knows what to do in any given situation, and real leadership material. So that was my first pick.
Fair.
Cool.
Fair.
All
Are
right.
are we doing like each?
I think so. Yeah. Then
We'll
keep
go
it
around
we'll
the
go
table.
around?
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep it all on
Yep.
the thing. All right. So my leader muscle, hands down. I was a little bit nostalgic with my choice and things. So Thunder Punch He-Man.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
He just envelops the powerhouse of He-Man. He looks cool. I like his color
Yeah.
scheme and things like that.
Red's nice.
And he's got the backpack to boot. So
It's got a backpack that goes boom.
yep, that's right.
Very nice. Similar sort of route to you, Scotty. But I went with Tila, to be honest.
Cool. I like that.
I figured, you know, she's learned from the best in Duncan. She's a tactician. She's a warrior. She's a general in sort of some of the other iterations we see her in. She's a pilot. And, you know, she's got the advantage of perhaps not being as old as Duncan, to put it plainly. Takes no prisoners, and I think she's, as we saw in the Kevin Smith stuff, she doesn't take no crap from people.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
I like that.
Basically.
Yes.
Good
You
call.
know, and I picked Tila.
Cool.
I wasn't going to pick Tila in that role there, but I was going to add as an addendum to my choice. From the first season of the A-Team, they had a female character as a part of the team as
Oh,
well.
did they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I guess for whatever reason, she didn't gel as a character on the show for a second season. But you look at those early sort of steals that they took from the show. That 100%, she was there as one of the characters in the show itself. So. Tila, for me, would have been the person to represent that role in that first
Yeah,
season.
right.
Yeah, perfect
Okay.
choice. Well done. I like it.
All right, so how does this work? Are we then...
Let's do it at the end.
Okay.
Yep. So
I'm recording.
You're
what we
recording
choose
it all?
as we
All right,
go.
cool.
Yep. Next for me is that role of the IT specialist, the mechanic, who sort of is hands-on. That, hey, we've got a beat-up old tractor over here that we need to turn into a tank. We've got to get the armor on it. We've got to mount some weaponry on it, or we've got to hack into some sort of database. We've got to have that person with that experience.
Sure.
And for me, you can't go past Roboto for that
yes.
role.
Yeah, very good.
You know, maybe he's got a cord that he can pull out of his chest and plug in, and he's got all those attachments to build and manufacture whatever's necessary for their wacky adventure of the week.
Well, I really like that answer because that's who exactly I had too. I had Roboto as well. So cut, copy, paste.
Right. So I didn't stick to necessarily, other beyond like the obvious sort of leader of the team, I didn't stick purely to the A-team sort of aesthetics. I sort of looked at Masters as a whole and went, all right, there are some archetypes that sort of fit, but then there's other sort of Masters characters that are a little bit more specialized in their role, and sort of tried to build a rounded team around that. So probably the closest one that comes to your IT guy is I've added in the wise one, or the Gandalf of the group, who's got a little bit mysterious, a little bit kooky, a little bit weird, but always seems to like turn it on when he needs to. And I went with Zodak.
Oh, I was so worried you're going to say
right?
Orko.
Look, I had Orko on my list, and I just went, I can't. I've bagged on Orko nearly every
Yeah.
chance I got. I just, if there was a fifth character as comic relief, then he's an easy pick. But, Zodak is that one who no one sort of really knows too much about him.
Yep.
But when there's some, weird old text or language or something, Zodak goes, oh, that means this, say friend and enter type sort of stuff. But at the same time, when a Balrog sort of appears or whatever, he can throw down with the best of them.
I like it. That's a good choice. A good choice. The A-team is instantly recognizable for their titular character, Mr. T. No one can forget the mohawk that sort of blended into the full the moustache and the beard, and the 2 tons of gold chain hanging around him, the shirtless sleeves. Absolutely, he's the iconic marquee, fully marketable character from that TV series, and he's still a part of pop culture today.
Yep.
So well done to Mr. T for getting across all of pop culture. He's the heavyweight, the muscle, the go-to guy. And for me, the character in Masters of the Universe that fills that role is Titus.
Oh.
So I've gone
pick.
not
Good
just
pick.
a regular figure. I've just gone like full muscle.
You're going to have to pick a massive vehicle to fit him in.
Absolutely. And
You totally thought of that, didn't
that's
you?
a problem that's going to come up a little bit later on.
This is Titus Jr. we're talking about. Yeah.
This is fetal Titus. Full size.
Not even on my radar. Wow, that's full on. All right, so I went for someone that's very stereotypical, very quick to associate. Yep, that guy goes with that genre type thing. He's shoots from the hip, so to speak. Rio Blast.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
He's your weapons guy.
he's a weapons guy. He's the guy that shoots first and asks questions later type scenario. Hothead type thing. So
He's got a ridiculous Texan accent
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I
That's
don't
it.
mind
And
that.
more,
That's a
more,
good call.
more firepower than he knows how to shoot. So yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, I mean, as I said, I went slightly different, but you've got to have the muscle in any sort of team. So I went with, you think muscle, you think a clenched fist, you think punching, it's got to be Fisto, right? I mean, this is, look, a little bit of props here to the great man, Darren. He's a big fan of Fisto. That was his monkeyer online for a long time. But if you need to break something, he's your guy. He's got, and when you think of, particularly your A-team, he's got that 80s mustache. That is just ridiculous. And in all iterations, he's got a big beard or whatever. Later versions, he comes with a big broadsword if he really needs to do that. But yeah, as far as muscle, it's got to be Fisto.
You're right. You can see a bank vault or something like that, or a strong door in the way.
I
And
got this.
Everyone step aside. Here I come.
Yep.
Look, Fisto is a terrific choice, and if you needed a really, really good-looking, personable, charming individual to infiltrate or to get you into a high-security area, I would choose Fisto.
Oh, okay.
'Cause he's got that perfectly manicured beard. He's got that chiseled jaw and all the charisma that you need to work your way in as the face man.
Okay. I mean, if you can get around successfully in, silver and purple striped and just wear that with confidence.
This is a turn year, of course, so anything flies.
Anything goes.
But hey, if you need someone to charm the pants off of a guard or something like that to get into Fort Knox or Grayskull, whatever it is, he's your man.
Infiltrator. Okay.
So I took the infiltrator description a little bit differently. I thought man of disguise, man that's going to hide into the the shadows and things, get through the crevices and things, and blend in, so to speak.
Yep.
I went with, and probably not the one you're thinking of either. I went with Rock On. As being the transforming rock man, the junior of the Stone Dar.
Yeah.
So he could sort of, become part of the wall, transform, or become just, look, there's just a random rock. We don't need to spend any more time talking about that, Move along.
We're in a submarine, but that rock's been here the entire time.
Did that rock just move?
I was picturing a time lapse of the security footage of a rock just over 24 hours rolling across the
just a random boulder.
Oh, I love it.
Dude, did that rock just say something?
He gets the job done eventually.
Very nice, very nice. I didn't go down the infiltrator route, but I sort of went, any sort of team, there's the different style of missions that come up, and you know what? One thing any good team needs is air support. All right, they need something. Something's happening up in the sky. What's Fisto going to do about it? Not a whole lot. So when you're talking air support, you're talking masters, you're talking heroes. There's no greater man for the job than my boy Cyclone.
Cool, good.
Right?
Yeah.
I think, as opposed to, with all due respect to your Buzz-Offs and your Stratos and stuff, Cyclone's just got a bit more oomph to him. Not only can he fly, but he can, create those tornadoes, mess people up who are in the sky, and just as equally is capable on land, with very Red Tornado-esque as far as his power set and stuff. And, that spinning sort of like knock you around super punchy action he's got. Cyclone is my my air commander, for lack of a better term.
I like it. If they
can
find
hold his
them-
own sort of thing instead of
that's right. If they're in a boxed-in scenario and there's no way out,
Guys coming from all angles.
correct. You just whip out the tornado hurricane effect and off you go, savior of the day.
Yeah, and could create a like a
Diversion.
wall of divergence through wind.
Yes.
Dust and stuff.
Absolutely.
All right.
Now, the unspoken iconic member of the A team is, of course, the van.
Yep.
B.A. Baracus's big black Dodge van with the spoiler on the back, because everyone needs an aerodynamic van that sticks to the ground.
Yep.
You got that big red stripe that goes up around the back. It's an iconic vehicle, and we've seen it sort of represented in Hot Wheels, Matchbox. I think they did a Transformer.
They did Mega
of it
Blocks
as well. Yep. So again,
Galoob.
another one of those
Did Galoob
super
have the
iconics.
toy line? They made
The
one.
original toy line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a mode of transport. We can't walk around the countryside without, we're just not going to get anywhere. Essentially, we need a vehicle to be reliable and get us around. And I guess I got really stuck and transfixed on the idea of a van because I've just gone attack track.
Yes.
From
as far as a
Filmation.
direct translation, that's the Filmation one you could argue is a throwback to that one.
And we can just strap good old Titus onto the top of it on the roof racks, and away we go. We don't have to worry about getting him a seat inside.
He got there.
I'm going to go for my personal favourite Master Universe vehicle from the Heroic Warriors. I love the vehicles that have a bit of an animal motif on them and things, sharing from the a lot of the Invision of Grayskull and Snake Mountain and things. It's a one-man vehicle, but it has a catapult action, so they can just launch the other three characters to their destination if need supplies.
You go first.
I'm of course referring to the Bashosaurus, which I think is amazing. Bright red, so it'll hide in, ninja-like.
Super subtle.
Yeah.
Everything about the Bashosaurus is subtle, right?
But hell, that big bashing, boulder will, come down.
Is it like the battle rams? Like the head sort of ejects out a bit?
The head is like a Triceratops head, very dinosaur-looking thing, and then it's got this big lever catapult that can slam down. It's got a big, huge boulder on its arm that can come down. four very large wheels, so it can go through any terrain. It is a one-man cockpit, but I'm sure other characters can hold on to the sides and things. And it's a really, really cool looking vehicle in my opinion, and I've always had a soft spot for it, and I wanted to call it out tonight.
All right, so Ben's choice was the Bull Basher.
the Bashosaurus.
Look, you talk about animal motifs. This is one that I never had as a kid, but when I did acquire it from a buddy of mine, I fell in love with the ridiculousness of it. I am talking about the Dragon Walker.
You're in no rush to get anywhere.
Look, the actual toy of it is painfully slow compared to, it makes Spider look really, really fast and these sorts of things. But I believe there's some comic art of it basically, and I think it's sort of modeled on those tanks in your World War IIs that were designed to go over trenches where they would put down like a ramp and off this tank would go. It's kind of got that sort of thing where it swings around. I also think it's probably one of the only heroic vehicles that could maybe sort of, hold 4 characters on it.
Yeah, fair.
Just because it is that ridiculous length, but it'd be that silly thing of just having a conversation and then the back seat swings around to the front and then the front seat swings around to the back.
Who's driving this thing?
I think there's some
we
real...
need to get over this crevice. I've got a vehicle for that.
I mean...
I'm worthy for this episode. Like, every episode they need to get through over a crevice.
I mean, let's be honest. It's the Aquaman of the Justice League Aquaman of the vehicles. But I love the color of it. It's got a face. You'd be mistaken for thinking it's an actual dragon, right? But it is a ride. I'd like to see them try and recreate that or redo it somehow to make it not so ridiculous. But until then, I will enjoy the ridiculous one.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so there we go. We kept it to 4 figures, so it's just nice and simple, single vehicle, so we can get through this nice and sharply. Here's our results, essentially. So for our leader role, we've got 3 different choices. Man-at-Arms, Teela, Thunder Punch, He-Man. Quick debate. Is there anyone that's maybe more standout than the other, or are they maybe doing a rotational leadership role? Short straw, you're the leader this week.
I honestly, thinking of the 3, I think Man-at-Arms holds it because he's, he knows the secret of He-Man and Prince Adam. Sure. He holds that secret. He's been part of the Royal Guard for a lot longer than He-Man's been around, type thing. Mm-hmm. He's served the King Randor. He's got so much
experience.
He's the older generation, so he's got a lot more experience than I think people give him credit for. Yep. He just doesn't hold the sword. That's the only thing holding him back from being the titular character.
Yeah, I think it's really easy in a line like this for you go, oh well, He-Man's the leader, and I can hear Darren saying that already. But I think it falls down because he's the leader's role is not to do everything, which He-Man can do everything.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Man-at-Arms
would be a better leader than potentially He-Man, because He-Man is a doer, not necessarily the leader.
Not the inspiration to get the rest of the troops, ready for battle to drive. And is Teela, modern Teela, the Kevin Smith version of Teela, is she better in that role as rallying the troops behind the armies?
I think as long as Man-at-Arms is as youthful as he is, and I'm looking at the vintage toys here on Frank's beautiful shelves. I'm looking at Teela as a youthful Teela and Man-at-Arms as a middle-aged man. Sans moustache. He hasn't, he hasn't got to that stage in his midlife crisis. He's
hasn't got the salt and pepper going.
Yeah. So I'm looking at that. So I don't think Teela's at that maturity level to. No offense. Yep. She's just hasn't hit that Kevin Smith era yet.
Well, I mean, this is a toy show, right? Yep. If we're basing it on the toys. Then yep. That's fair.
Okay.
That cool with everyone?
Yep.
Our next selection, I think Ben and I both selected Roboto for sort of that technical, mechanical style of role to fill in. Frank, excellent choice with Zodak, coming out of left field with that one there. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be that technical, mechanical side of things. That's what's wonderful about this.
I did
idea.
have Roboto on my list at one point because he's the guy who is a Swiss Army knife, quite literally.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
And so, the room is filled with gas. Oh no, send Roboto in. He's not gonna get gassed to death. And he's got the axe, he's got the gun and the claw, and it's that he's super strong,
But Zodak's the cosmic enforcer.
Yeah.
He's got an element of mystery about him. He's got skills that we potentially don't know about.
He's a bit of a MacGuffin, I think. Like, if you were writing a show, like in the A-Team example, he's your get-out-of-jail-free card. Oh, I've got a spell for that. Bang.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I just think the fact that two of us chose Roboto, it's a hands down.
Oh, fine.
Yeah. No,
I was going to suggest, on the assumption that Trent was here tonight, I was going to say if 3 out of the 4 of us picked the same character for the same role, then it's a default one. But you know what? That's majority rules. I'll accept that.
All right. Our strong man, our go-to muscle in as a part of the team. I chose Titus. Frank, Fisto. Ben, you had Rio Blast.
Yep.
Solid choices, boys, for both the arguments you put forward that I didn't sort of consider. I just went, muscles.
Yeah.
No,
and
literal size muscles.
Yeah.
honestly, I love the dedication to Darren, so I'm leaning towards Fisto.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I can't see Fisto not being able to achieve anything that Titus couldn't in terms of strength. Okay, he might be able to sort of pick you up and throw you over a mountain because of his sheer size, but he can certainly clobber just as well.
He wouldn't be very stealth either. Quick, hide behind this wall, like
Like a giant metallic arm is stealth.
Yep. I'm happy with Fisto.
And then the next sort of category was that we had it sort of down as the infiltrator, and sort of Frank, you'd chosen the a cyclone
Air support. Yep.
air support side of things. Air support, you don't have to be an infiltrator. You can just literally just take to the air, fly in, and drop in behind the crowd.
It's a drone.
And,
These days they do that with drones. Drones sit so high you can't even see them.
I guess rock on and dude, we've only got 1 hour for the episode. Get a move on.
I was just trying to be different. Yeah, so I'm happy.
I like it. That's awesome, mate. It
was going to be Manny Faces because he can be different.
anyone.
He can be an agent of different faces and things. But I thought, let's throw a bit of wackiness in there. And that's when Rock On came to mind.
My choice of Fisto is off the board because I've just gone sheer looks and charm to get you across the line. Rock On is awesome. That's really cool. But Cyclone, if you need to do like an infiltration behind the enemy troops, that's the perfect way to go.
Yep, Cyclone it is.
Cyclone, all right. I mean, his color scheme isn't exactly infiltration, but he's moving so fast. He's a blur.
As you guys said, it's a desert episode. Woohoo! Rock On's useful. It's a submarine or city field episode. Oh no, Rock On's stands out like a sore thumb.
All right, and if you had to get around to collect your shopping on Eternia as the A-Team, do you want?
Oh mate, I'm putting my fist down. It's Bashosaurus all the way. I don't care. Because I'm looking at the attack track, the toy version is so different to what we saw in Filmation. The toy version of the attack track is very similar, cabin space as the Bashosaurus. And
both red sort of one-man vehicles, really, aren't they?
Yeah. And the Dragon Walker is just...
I'm prepared to ditch the Dragon Walker. That's fine. I get it.
Well, what if the shop's on the other side of the crevice that you've got to get to?
That once we'll get the Centurions to come in. And, we'll call up to space.
How did the Bashosaurus cross the road? Yeah, anytime he wanted.
Anytime he wanted. All right, Bashosaurus.
Nice.
It is. That's our mode of transport. All right, here we go, gentlemen. This is our first A-Team using the heroes from Masters of the Universe. Our leader is Man-at-Arms.
Good choice.
Solid choice to get started there. Roboto is our expert in, let's say, IT, demolitions, mechanical stuff, real hands-on.
He can almost just plug straight into the computers and like C3, like R2-D2.
R2-D2 for sure.
Yep. And then we came down to our muscle ash strongman. We all settled on Fisto in that
Love
role.
it.
I quite like that. That's pretty cool.
Dedic-
And we
nod
could maybe
nod
see,
to Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe there's an odd episode where Strider turns up as a guest guest vehicle.
Yes.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yep.
Our infiltrator or our air support, sort of the one to get the troops in behind the action or
Transporter?
in there. Yep, there you go. We've gone a little left field here with Cyclone. I don't mind that choice, as long as he can sort of be a little quiet.
Just a quiet
just,
cyclone. Put the silencer on. Oh, that's now recorded. You realise that? I expect that to be your
Fresh.
ringtone in a
That
week.
was not a fart either.
The Fluffy says otherwise.
Yeah, that's right. Don't smell the fluffy.
And the Bull Basher. That's our mode of transport. That's how we're getting around.
Dashosaurus.
I mean, you know, as far as iconic sort of vehicles go, I think it's up there with a black van and a red
stands
stripe. It's a
out.
red dinosaur that can
Yeah.
bash
Yep.
your head
It
off.
even has a tail. True story.
It does.
It does.
Oh, so there's one vehicle I don't own. I don't know it very well.
Yep. No, it's pretty cool.
All right, there you go. If you've listened to this and you agree with our selections, let us know. If you've got a better selection, if you've got your own team that you think outdoes our selection, hit us up. Let us
Yep.
know.
Very
Yep.
good.
Love it. Cool. All right. Now, next segment.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to pause the next segment, and we've got something. I'm so sorry, Morgan. We were caught up last week prior to recording, and I bought a G1 Soundwave off him, and it was a pre-rub Soundwave. So that's the difference is Transformers were released Wave 1, and they were being copied, like GoBots and knockoffs and things. And they're like, oh, no, how can we market these are toys to be genuine Transformers? How does the customer know? Can we, articulate that we are the real Transformers versus, just knockoffs and things, GoBots and whatever? We'll put what they painted the rub sticker, right? Mm-hmm. So you could rub these heat-controlled little stickers on their chests or bonnet or wherever they used to stick them, and that would activate, whether they're an Autobot or Decepticon. So when we refer to in the toy collecting scene as a pre-rub, these were the figures released in that small window before they changed over to the rub signs. And of course, through the collecting scene, the rub, the holographic rub is a lot more common than the pre-rub, which is just the Autobot or Decepticon sticker. And I've got 3 Soundwaves in my collection, including the boxed one. They're all rubs, right? And I'm very happy with them. They're in great condition and complete, and cassettes fold out and whatever else. My original Soundwave is long gone. Too many battles.
Yep.
So Morgan put up a post recently and said, I'm offloading some Transformers. Anyone interested? And on his post was a Soundwave with buzzsaw, with instructions, complete with his 3 missiles, the weapons for buzzsaw, everything, including the tech stacks for buzzsaw.
Nice.
And very reasonable price. He lives up in Crystal Brook. He was coming down this weekend for a car service in Adelaide. So I said, where you getting your car service type thing? And it's literally 15 minutes from my house. So
Nice.
I said, yep, I'm going to meet you there.
A lot closer
with a bit
than
of
Crystal Brook.
Yeah, well, I'm actually travelling there for work. But anyway, that's another story. I said I'd meet him, and we did, and he had something for everybody as well.
Oh,
So I said I'll shout it out on the podcast, which of course I forgot to do last week. So here we are this week of returns. So Transformer themed related.
Oh, look at this.
We have
the gold
the
bug.
gold bugs from
wicked.
Hot Wheels.
The actual
Wheels.
gold bug. This is awesome.
Outstanding.
So
It's got the gold trim on the wheels.
yeah, so Hot Wheels famously released Bumblebee in Hot Wheels form in the Volkswagen style in a beautiful Bumblebee yellow, bright yellow color scheme with a red Autobot symbol on the bonnet. And if you look underneath the chassis, you'll see Bumblebee's face.
Yep.
And then, as soon as everyone was collecting them and hunting and saying, I can't find them, and people were helping out each other and whatever, they released another one, a variant, which is the one we're holding here in our hands, which is Goldbug. And Goldbug was the sort of evolution of Bumblebee. I can't remember how he came to be in the cartoon, but in the comic books, the crossover with G.I. Joe, G.I. Joe saw him as an alien robot and blew him up. Right?
What?
Get
Blew-
out.
G.I. Joe blew
damn
him
it,
up with
Joes.
their red laser guns and things. And they blew him up. And then when the Autobots rebuilt him, they rebuilt him into Goldbug. And that justified a new toy, the Goldbug, which is the Throttlebots. Is that
Yes,
what they call it?
Throttlebots, yep.
Yeah, so he had a Throttlebot. I had one of them as a kid, and I've still got my Throttlebot Goldbug to this day. And yeah, very cool that Hot Wheels have seen that avenue and know that collectors like variants and release this one. And it's got a black Autobot symbol on the bonnet, and otherwise it's pretty much, and it's quite a it's sort of a glossy, sparkly colour paint scheme.
It's
So
genuine gold. It's not just a different shade of yellow. Like.
I don't know how he found 4 in the wild. I don't know how his hustle goes up in the country and things, but mate, well done.
Amazing.
I have been hunting everywhere and have found quite a few regular bumblebees, not found a single gold bug. So this is very exciting for me because I just love them. It keeps me on the thrill of the hunt, as they say. So thank you so much. This is awesome.
Wonderful. Thanks, Morgan. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Now, Scotty, what have you got in front of you there?
Oh, in front of me here.
Yeah.
So, a couple of weeks back, I did a solid for Brett. Okay, he's moved into his new home. He wants to protect his $1 trillion worth of comic books. So I sort of set up a security system for him.
Nice.
And your mates, you just oh cool, no problem. So come over, give you a hand. I don't expect anything for it. That's fine. But Brett, being the good guy he is, he's caught up with me a couple of weeks later, and he's handed me an action figure, and he knows what he's speaking when he finds something for me. And of course, this is Toy Biz Dr. Doom from the Secret Wars toy line. And I don't have any toy line, any toys from Secret Wars. This is my first one, and I've avoided this toy line because I don't want to collect another toy line. But Brett, thank you so very, very much. This is actually really, really cool. If I don't get any other figures in this line, that's going to be pretty cool. That's fine with me. But this is actually really, really good looking Doctor Doom. I don't have one in the Secret Wars sort of appearance. And sort of the difference here, if you think of your regular sort of Doctor Doom, he is suit of armor. You got the green cape and the hood. The difference here is that his chest piece is done in green rather than metallic armor, and rather than just the hood and the cape, he only has the hood here, the green hood, which is up all the time. So, and sort of around one of his legs there, he's got sort of a holster or a bandolier wrapped around his leg as well. So he's uniquely different enough to a regular Doctor Doom for the appearance in the Secret Wars storyline that he stands out as his own unique character on my shelf. And Brett, I know you've been tempting me to join this storyline. It was a topic of discussion while we were over in San Diego, and the sort of the really cool stuff that you found there as well. You've sent me pictures of your doubles, and you've been like, "Do you want to do it? Do you want to do it?" Damn it, man! I want to collect these toys now.
Got him, yes.
Did they ever make a Mego Doctor Doom?
That's an awesome question. I know there's the regular team Fantastic Four and Mego.
Because if not, this is the first Doctor Doom toy, I reckon.
Wow. Okay. Might do a bit of research.
As far as the first ever. Okay. Of the character. Yeah, interesting.
Okay. So there's a little bit of research for you. To
what year would be on this guy?
1984? No, 1986, I reckon.
Yeah, I was going to say 85, but you're probably right with the 86.
I can't see that. I'll need a magnifying glass to see that. But
Because Superpowers was like 84, so I reckon this was a year or two afterwards.
Would have to be, yeah. Because when was Secret Wars the comic? That was...
I think summer of 84.
Yeah.
That sort of hit the ground running into... No, it's our summer that goes from 1 year to the other. So for the US, it'd be a mid-year run for them.
Yeah, cool.
All right, and I think we're going to talk about Christmas next, are we?
Yeah, I just wanted. I know Chris Fresh is a big Christmas fan. I don't know about you boys, but I've been tasked with putting up our Christmas lights already, and it's people would go, hang on a second, Frank, what are you talking about? It's still November. But, as I think we discussed after the Christmas pageant, it's now legal in South Australia to start doing that. And, we went all out last year. I think I've told this story before where, ended up chatting to my neighbour across the road of some 15 years for the first time. And he saw a big, massive display. Somehow that display has gotten bigger. Ali seems to buy Christmas lights off Temu the way I buy action figures. So that's going to be nice and amusing. We've got this little white picket fence, really. I think it's only about, like a foot high type thing that in her eyes was going to go all the way out the front of the lawn. The pack she bought has about 6 panels in it that are about, 10 centimetres big each. I'm like, you're going to need at least another 4 packs of this. And now she's, they're going to get here in time for Christmas and all this sort of stuff. Jack's getting into it. But in his eyes, he goes, are we going to decorate the house? And this is a kid who, like most kids, doesn't want to go to bed. But because we're decorating the house, he's like, it's getting dark now. Better go to bed because Santa's coming tomorrow. And we're like, no. What have we done here? This is a mistake. There's still a little bit of time before Santa's coming, buddy. But, it's 5 p.m. and he starts yawning, fake yawning, and just going, it's getting dark outside. I should go to bed because Santa's bringing my new drum kit tomorrow, right?
In daylight savings time.
Yeah. And so, he's, we're doing the, what would you like for Christmas? And he said drum kit a couple of times and we're like, all right, I'm just going to let that sit because I suspect I'll get a different answer in about 4 days' time.
Yep.
But then we sort of turn the question around. You say, what would Daddy like for Christmas? And he goes, he can have a superhero or a Ninja Turtle. I was like, great job. You are my son. This is amazing. So a couple of little pre-Christmas traditions coming up. We're hosting this year, so we're sort of looking at Ali's family is all coming here, so there'll be about 13, 14 of us in the house. So
that's a good number.
And we're getting, for the first time, a real Christmas tree.
Oh, yes.
As opposed to the plastic one.
So you can't really go out and get that till early December.
Well,
make it
ours is coming on Friday.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I was a bit nervous when she said, "Was that soon?" She goes, I didn't expect them to ship it like this early, but I'm guessing
Oh, you buying it online or something?
Yeah.
Right.
So there's basically a place. It's a local place that sort of, is up in the hills.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing if they ship it that early, it isn't going to pass away before December.
My father-in-law buys a fresh Christmas tree every year.
Oh wow!
And he goes up in the hills and he picks it and they cut it down for him.
Wow!
And then brings it home on the trailer.
Oh, nice.
He's done that for as long as I've known.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, cool.
But he usually waits till sort of first week of December to do it because otherwise you're forever cleaning up all the stuff that's coming down. And the disposing of the Christmas tree is the hardest thing. He says it takes a few cycles in the green bin to get rid of
that.
Sorry.
Excellent.
# sorry.
Excellent. Guess I'm not getting my car in the garage for Christmas after all because that's where the excess trees
change
have to live.
the water keep refilling it, otherwise those things are going to fall down even faster.
Yeah, it's interesting. Ali and I are not known for being green thumbs, so this should be pretty amusing.
No, good luck. But it'll smell fresh and nice, much nicer than a fake Christmas tree. And it does take a little while for it to drop. You'll get it and it'll be quite what do you call it? Quite posed, and then after a little while it'll start drooping a little bit, and that's when. Mid-December is when it looks its best because it's sort of settled. Yep. And then after that, it starts drooping more.
Sounds like us as we get older.
Yeah.
Everything hangs lower. Damn you, gravity.
Very good.
Hey, you boys, I know you're a big Christmas guy, Scotty.
Yep. I haven't I've started. For me, the Christmas pageant is super important, but as a sign of respect, I wait until Remembrance Day has passed.
Yeah, good call.
And then for me, it's open slather. And so that was earlier this week, and I've now sort of taken all of our lights and decorations out of storage, started to get them ready. A couple of lights have gone up out the front of the house, but I haven't plugged them in and turned them on yet. I sort of wait until it's all in place. I've got a fair bit of stuff I sort of hang from the balcony and sort of the cat netting that we've got there, and sort of animatronics out the front that we sort of got to get all wired in as well. And sort of weather dependent, maybe that's what's going to happen tomorrow. It was a pretty warm day here in Adelaide today.
I was tempted. I was told I was going to do it today, and I'm like, "Have you seen the weather today?" She said, "Oh, maybe we'll just do the inside lights then."
Yeah,
there's a bit. Yeah,
pretty
Sorry,
warm.
go on.
Yep. So that's probably going to be tomorrow's job around the house, is to sort of get that done. A bit of a yard tidy up that I've been doing in anticipation of that happening. The Christmas tree. I'm going to be honest with you, lads. We haven't put a Christmas tree up for probably 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Reason being is cat.
Yep.
Joe and I, in our silliness, we brought like a nice big, expensive 6-foot Christmas tree and all the trimmings, and we like bought Christmas ornaments and all that sort of stuff in there. And when it's set up, it looks the bomb. But cat and Christmas tree
All those
is a
shiny
bomb.
bits. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's an entire YouTube channel is dedicated to that sort of chaos and cats and Christmas trees.
So if anything, maybe it's going to be just a 3-foot Kmart tree. We'll throw some lights and some tinsel on it, and we'll see how that goes. If that ends up on the floor in a million pieces, cool, lesson learned.
Yep.
I'll get rid of the cat so we can have a proper Christmas. But yeah, it's a bit of a build up, and I've got all the stuff under the veranda to do, which is more lights, and we do loomed tinsel and big bobbles hanging down from under that as well. It's
The house is a Christmas tree.
Yeah, I mean that's it. You've got sort of 6, 7, 8 weeks of just
Tinker
pure
away.
joy and excitement and happiness in your house.
Yeah. Very good. So we haven't put our Christmas tree up yet. We haven't even looked at Christmas stuff yet. The kids have had so much derby, final end of year stuff that comes to an end next weekend. We're going down to West Beach. We're going to spend a couple of nights down there, a bit of a holiday in your own town type thing.
Yep.
They have their sort of end of year Christmas camp, and we thought, well, why not? Why don't we go and stay down there instead of hiking across town for that? Because a few of the other parents do that as well.
Yeah, cool.
So we thought we'd tag along. And so after that, it's sort of our weekends are back. Our weekends, our Friday nights, our Thursday nights are free again. And I just can't emphasize how excited I am leading up to this Christmas that I'm not working. It's apologies to all those people that do. I 100% understand your situation. I've done it for 20 plus years of my working life, and I understand how important this time of year is. And in retail, it's the craziest time of year. And people in my new workplace are saying it starts to get boring now. I'm like, this is so,
the opposite.
foreign to me. It does not compute. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. So once we get all the kids' sport and stuff out of the way, when we've got some more time to ourselves, we can dedicate some time to that. But
because you in the past you've done the big inflatables out the front of your house.
Reed loves all that sort of stuff. I hate it, but I mean,
you're the Grinch.
You got about 2 or so years of those inflatables before the third year you blow them up and they're very sun faded and stuff, and you almost need to. And then she's online looking for another one. It's like, gosh, man, like. And anyway, so that's a whole nother situation.
Well, there's Bluey Christmas inflatables.
Oh, mate,
where it's like the whole family.
Don't give her ideas, man. Like
they're wearing their little Christmas hats and stuff.
She's already showed me some pictures and saying, "Oh, this is going to sell really well." And Bunnings have got it up, before they've got their Halloween stuff up. Anyway, we are going to Perth, sort of 28th or something of December to the 2nd of January. Nice. So we've got that sort of time. So I'm wondering how crazy we go this year, because we are going, it'll be like Christmas and then we've got to brush our teeth and then we'll be on a plane to Perth type scenario. So I don't know how big we're going to go this year just because of that pack up scenario. We don't want to leave the house too decorated with sort of no one home scenario. Yep. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll definitely, put up a Christmas tree or something. But I'm of your mentality, man. Like my mum only puts up a little fibre optic Christmas tree. Like it's only about 100 centimetres, which is probably 2 or 3, about 4 foot or something.
Yep.
Or so, which is only puts a star or something, and that's her
Yep.
She's got all these ornaments from, so long of us being at home and things. But I love that simplistic Christmas tree where it's just there. It is. You start putting out. You got to dedicate a whole area for it.
Yeah.
And, you've got boxes and boxes of ornaments, and not everything can fit on the Christmas tree, no matter if they made it in second grade or not. The Batman looking at his computer is way more important, or that new Cheshire cat ornament that we got last year on clearance is, got to go up there for its first Christmas. So, it's just hard finding that balance. And so it shall be interesting. This year is going to be different for us, in more ways than one. So,
nice.
In a good way.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
With that in mind, we should probably say that we are going to take a little bit of a break over Christmas. We were just sort of finalising dates and stuff. But I think from what we were looking at, we will have sort of content up to about the 21st of December, somewhere around there, whatever that sort of weekend is. And then probably, we'll probably come back sometime. Probably won't see us for most of January, to be completely fair, and we'll work it out. It all depends on schedule. As you said, people are going away and that sort of thing. So, we want a break and you probably want a break from us. So that's works out for everyone.
Yep. Listen to the back catalogue.
Yeah. That's 300 and something odd there. And that gives us extra time to work out what we do for 400.
Yep.
Stop looking at me like that.
I love to
cool.
put the pressure on. All right. I think that'll do us for today, folks. Thank you so much to everyone for joining us. Thanks to all our Patreons and their continued support. That Discord it's almost my internet homepage, right? Like open up the phone in the morning and that's where I go onto Discord and just see what's going on with the wonderful community we have. So thank you to those guys. Hopefully we will catch up with Trent at some point, Mr. Scott.
And while you're talking about the Discord, I've got a topic on our Discord for our Patreons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is all about our final 1 or 2 episodes for the year. If you have not yet submitted a question for the Ask Us Anything topic, you've got a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Jump in, throw some ideas in there, put as many questions in there as you want. We're going to cherry pick what we feel are the best, most topical choices. And it's going to be kind of a crazy off-the-charts episode, I reckon.
So this is nothing to do with toys necessarily.
No toy questions,
No
please.
toy questions
Yes.
even. Okay. All right. Even
Get our brain matter sizzling. Just some real. There were some fantastic ones years ago. Let's see some of them come back. Some real thought-provoking questions. That
right. Excellent. Beautiful. Well, thank you to that. Thank you for those wonderful ideas and keep them coming. And with that said, we will see you around the toy aisles.
And until next time, good journey!
You can find the Toy Power team at all the usual online places. Facebook.com/Toy Power Podcast, at Toy Power Podcast on both Twitter and Instagram, or have your say and email us, toypowerpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe to the show on both iTunes and Stitcher, and please leave us a review. Otherwise, we just assume we're awesome.